Good afternoon, sir.
Good evening, sir.
कल मेरा लैपटॉप बंद हो गया था। लैपटॉप बंद इसलिए हो गया था क्योंकि मेरे लैपटॉप का फैन पिछले 2 मंथ से काम नहीं कर रहा है, तो जिसके कारण ठंडी तो जब ठंडी थी तो तब तक तो चल रहा था। यहाँ पे थोड़ा गर्मी बढ़ रहा है धीरे धीरे, तो इसके कारण चालू होने के कारण वो बंद हो गया। उसके बाद चालू ही नहीं हो रहा था। फिर मैंने कल लैपटॉप का फैन चेंज करवा लिया और अभी तुम देख सकते हो। और एक कल स्वासूट भी खुला हुआ है, टीम्स भी खुला हुआ है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा। अच्छा से चल रहा है सब तेजी से चल रहा है।
सर आग वाग तो नहीं लगा?
आग नहीं लगेगा। चलो, so in the last class we were discussing this 7th step, right? So we will go through this 4 steps today, and after that we will going to start chapter 12. So we will see these 4 steps fast. So ज़्यादा कुछ रह नहीं गया है इस सेक्शन में। So we have seen in the last lecture we have seen this 7th step, analyze the processing requirements. What is the meaning of this analysis of this processing requirements? We have seen that we whenever we require some certain processing, we need certain kind of external machines, like means external software services, like this one, you can say this one, share database, repositories, directories, legacy systems. These are the requirements, right? So in the in the last class we have already discussed these things. So now we are going to discuss this step 8. So in this step we are going to break down each unit of agnostic processing logic into series of granular actions, right? So what we need to do here, group these processing steps according to predefined context. We have seen these steps. It is simply saying why not to group the processing step into some predefined context, right? What is the meaning of predefined context? The meaning, it simply states that according to the context, according to the logical context, whatever the context for task service, whatever the context for entity service, whatever the context for microservice, and whatever the context for utility service, these 4 services, these 4 categories of services have different context, right? And depending on their context we need to group them. So for grouping of to consider for utility service, we need to consider which context? Utility service context, right? Everyone getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So how we can see in if we are talking about the entity context, it simply says whenever you see any kind of database, database tables and database, you can say database table working in the background, then we can simply assume that these steps can be considered into a single entity service context, right? Getting my point? So similarly, we have 2 or 3 more points through which we can say that the given service, the given context is which service? Utility service, right? Suppose you can see over here. Suppose you have logical context C1, C2, C3, and C4. It has 4 operations. It has 4 steps. It has 3 steps. It has again 3 steps. It has 4 steps, right? So how we can judge them, how we can categorize them? This is a utility service, this is an entity service, this is a microservice, and this is a task service. How we can categorize them? So for the categorization purpose, what we need to do, we need to go through the definition of their context, right? For entity service context, it is saying like whenever you have database tables, at the means you can say database tables are using in those operations, we can simply say these contexts belong to entity service, right? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Similarly, we have if any services simply wants to initiate, simply wants to get triggered, then it is a task service, right? Let's say in this context, if it only requires to get triggered, like timesheet submission process is a single process, is a single service which requires only trigger, that is the start. एक बार उसको start कर दो वो अपने आप चलता रहेगा, right? So in those cases we can simply say this is a task service. This is a task service, right? Similarly, what is the logic behind whether the given service, whether the given context is utility service or not? So these are the some points through which we can able to judge them or categorize them, right? So what are those? Let's see. So association with the specific legacy systems. If you think the particular step is associated with some specific legacy system, then we can consider them as utility service, right? Again, next point is if the given processing step is somewhat or somewhere related to one or more solution components, then we can also consider them as utility service, right? Similarly, the logical grouping according to the type of function, it also considered into utility service. So if you are not getting these points for now, it requires a lots of experience, right? It is not like you can gain it in from 2 or 3 days of experience. It is not going to happen, right? So it requires a lot of effort. So that is why the design after so many of years of experience, let's say 5 or 6 or let's say 10 years of experience, they became the technical architect, where they analyze or analysis part is always hectic job. So it requires a lots of experience. So again, see this, various other issues are also factored in. Service candidates are subjected to the service oriented design process. For now, this grouping establishes preliminary utility service layer, right? So suppose you have 5 business processes, and each of the business process you find out that in business process 1 we have two what utility service. In BP2 we have 3 utility service. In BP3 we have 2 utility service, and BP4 we have 1. So combining these 2 plus 3 5 or 5 3 8, combining these 8 services that all are utility service, right? Combination of these 4 business processes, this becomes the utility service layer. Getting my point? See, suppose if you are considering BP1, which is here timesheet submission. So at last, at the at the end of these 12 steps, you will find a structure like this one, right? So this will be some other layer, this will be some other layer, this will be some other layer, or again we have one more layer, 4 layers are there. So this will be another layer, right? So it is for BP1. Similarly for BP2, we have this one here, and this much over here. So all of them combiningly or collectively called as a layer, right? Utility service layer. Getting my point? Entity service layer, microservice layer, and task service layer. Everyone?
Yes, sir.
वापस कोई पढ़ता ही नहीं इसको, तो कहाँ से याद रहेगा जो लास्ट टाइम बताए थे? ये सब बताया हुआ, ये सब डायग्राम मैंने लास्ट टाइम भी ड्रॉ किया था जब फर्स्ट बार बता रहा था. ओके, सो now we have microservice candidates. Step 9. In step 9 we have microservices. We need to define these microservice candidates. So let's see what it states. It simply says the microservice model. You can we now turn our attention to the previously identified non-agnostic processing logic to determine whether any of the logic may qualify for encapsulation of separate microservice. Right. The microservice model can introduce highly independent and autonomous service implementation and architecture that can be suitable for units of logic with particular processing demands. इससे कोई लेना देना नहीं है, आगे नीचे देखो. So how we can find the given this context C1 is whether this is whether this is microservice or not. So depending on these points we can conclude that. See, so what are the consideration we need to include? The increased autonomy requirement, a specific runtime performance requirement, and the third one is a specific runtime reliability and failover requirements, and the fourth one is a specific service versioning and deployment requirement. Right. So in case of microservices, if we are going for microservices, so implementing of those microservices based on either SOAP or REST based, it is not recommended, right? Because we have already a new architecture, that is microservices architecture, where we have all the services are of single type, that is microservices. In microservices there is no any concept of utility service or tax service or utility what was that entity service, right? In case of microservices architecture, all the services, whatever the services are, all the services are of same type, which is microservice, right? So if you want to implement a particular microservice, so it is not recommended to go for either SOAP based web service or REST based web service. There is another implementation that is not in this scope of this book, so we will not going to study those. See, so what is the problem with this SOAP based web services for implementation of microservice? We will see in our next chapter, don't worry. This point is already been discussed there as well. So now the step 10, it simply stating that you need to apply the service orientation principles. What is the meaning of service orientation principles? We have already seen the 8 principles, right? If you are using particular tool, let's say I am using Oracle SOASuite over here, this service orientation principle is already being implemented in this Oracle SOASuite. And if you want to use Oracle SOASuite in your project, the project is already being what we can say, automatically inherit the service oriented principles. Getting my point?
Yes sir.
तो तुम्हें लगाने की इसमें सर्विस ओरिएंटेशन प्रिंसिपल स्पेसिफिकली लगाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है? अगर कोई रेस हो रहा है, कहीं रेस हो रहा है, कोई मैराथन हो रहा है, तो उसमें स्टेप में अगर उसका कोई स्टेप कहे तो वो कहेगा कि आप शू भी पहन के आइए, टी शर्ट पहन के आइए, हाफ पैंट पहन करके आइए. तो ये सब स्टेप अगर लिख दिया है तो ये तो हम लोग ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाता है ना, हम करते थोड़ी है. समझ रहे हो? बाकी जो देख के आ रहा है वो ऑटोमेटिक, जैसे हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कोई भी पेज पे लॉगिन करते हैं तो उसमें क्या होता है, एक चेक बॉक्स आता है जिसमें रहता है क्या, टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन, और फिर उसको चेक करना रहता है. हेलो?
यस सर.
तो जब टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन चेक करना रहता है तो उसमें हम लोग पढ़ते नहीं है, सीधा इसको चेक कर देते हैं, ठीक है? तो बाद में कुछ इशू आता है, तो जब हम लोग उसको कंप्लेन करते हैं तो वो क्या कि आपने टर्म्स एंड कंडीशन पे उसको पहले ही साइन कर लिया हुआ है, ठीक है? तो तुम करो या ना करो, वो इनडायरेक्टली हो चुका है तुमसे, क्योंकि अगर हम लोग उसको अप्लाई, इसको चेक नहीं करेंगे तो आगे बढ़ने नहीं देगा. समझ रहे हो?
Yes sir.
So similarly, if you are using Oracle SOASuite or any particular tool, that tool is based on Oracle. That tool is already built on the concept of service oriented principles, right? So if you are using those tools, for using of those tools, you need to go through certain steps, and those steps are already being inherited from this service oriented principles. Why we are using XSD? XSD यूज कर रहे हैं तो उससे लूज कपलिंग आ जाता है, तो हम लोग यूज उसी तरह से कर रहे हैं जिससे सर्विस ओरिएंटेशन अपने आप आ जाएगा। समझ रहे हो?
यस सर।
तो जहां जहां हम लोग XSD यूज कर रहे हैं, जहां जहां हम लोग सर्विस को BPL यूज कर रहे हैं, तो BPL ये सब क्या कह रहा है कि BPL को यूज करते ही तो वो लूज कपलिंग अपने आप आ जाएगा। हमको करना नहीं है कि लेके नहीं चलना कि अरे हमको ऑटोनोमस नेचर लगाना है, लूज कपलिंग करना है, ये सब अपने आप होते रहेगा। जो प्रोसेस है उसको फॉलो करो, वो होते रहेगा अपने आप, क्योंकि वो टूल ही इस तरह से बनाया गया है। ठीक है, तो ये सब स्टेप में कुछ ज्यादा कुछ खास नहीं है, बिकॉज वी आर यूजिंग टूल्स। सो और इसमें कुछ दिया भी हुआ नहीं है। ठीक है, सो अप्लाइंग सर्विस ओरिएंटेशन प्रिंसिपल, ये ऊपर में भी एक बार आया था, जस्ट ऊपर। सो इन मे बी इन स्टेप 5th they were also using this apply service orientation principles. So at that point of time I have already discussed that these principles are already been implemented in our tools. If we are using that Oracle Suite or any particular tool, so for by using those tools, we are already being using this service orientation principles. So we do not explicitly need to use them. Those are implicit in nature. So now revise service composition candidates. It simply states you need to go through, you can see, run through them again. What are those steps we have followed till now? We need to follow them, we need to run through them again. So what is the benefit of going through them again? Because this time incorporating the new utility service and capability candidates as well. So जो रह गया है बचा हुआ वो इंक्लूड हो जाएगा। ठीक है, इससे ये फायदा होगा। हमको ये आज खत्म करना है, छोटा सा है इसको पार्ट को। अब इसके बाद हमारा जो फाइनल जो डायग्राम बनेगा वो ये बनेगा, टाइम शीट सबमिशन प्रोसेस का। टेक 2 minutes एंड गो थ्रू दिस डायग्राम। इसको नाम याद रखो, इसको नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में भी हम जब यूज करने वाले हैं इसको सब। So the first one is at the task layer, service layer we have time sheet submission process. बिकॉज जो टास्क होता है, जो बिजनेस प्रोसेस होता है वही टास्क होता है, इसलिए उसमें सिर्फ स्टार्ट स्टेटमेंट की जरूरत होती है। ठीक है, इफ यू आर डिजाइनिंग फॉर, इफ यू आर मॉडलिंग एनी बिजनेस प्रोसेस, you must come across a single task service, and that task service will represent the whole business process. Getting my point?
यस सर।
और होल बिजनेस प्रोसेस, और एट दी, जब हम लोग स्टार्टिंग में जब देख रहे थे उस समय तक हमारे पास ये था, ये 1, ये 2, ये 3 और ये 4, यहां तक तो हम लोग देखे थे। ठीक है, ये लास्ट में ये 2 कहां से आ गया? ये कन्फर्म ऑथराइजेशन एंड दिस नोटिफिकेशन। नोटिफिकेशन इज एन यूटिलिटी सर्विस, और व्हाट इज द सिंपलेस्ट वे वी कुड फाइंड आउट what is the utility service in your program, in your project? Suppose I simply say compare 2 websites. This is e-commerce, let's say Amazon, and this is Flipkart. Can you list some of the features which are common to both of them?
Yes, sir.
कौन कौन सा होगा? बहुत सारा है, ठीक है, बहुत सारा मिल जाएगा, मतलब सब लगभग सेम ही है। ऐड टू कार्ट कर सकते हो, पेमेंट का प्रोसीजर है, मतलब सब वही है ना लगभग।
Yes, sir.
एवरीवन ओके?
Yes, sir.
ओके, सो ये तो आप मतलब कोई कह सकता है कि सर आपने तो दोनों सेम ही दे दिया, वेबसाइट दोनों ई कॉमर्स सेक्शन का ही है, तो लगेगा नहीं सेम। वो ऑब्वियस है, क्योंकि ये सेक्टर है। कौन सा सेक्टर है ये? सर्विस सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट का बहुत सारा डोमेन्स होता है, ठीक है। वी हैव डिफरेंट डोमेन्स अंडर विच सॉफ्टवेयर आर डेवलप्ड। तो वन domain is e-commerce. Similarly, we have different types of domain. Health sector, we have agriculture sector, we have defense sector, we have क्या कहते हैं, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर। बहुत सारा सेक्टर है, तुम लिस्ट निकालोगे गूगल पे तो तुमको मिल जाएगा, बहुत सारा सेक्टर है, ठीक है। इंजीनियरिंग सेक्शन में वेबसाइट बनते हैं तो उसको इंजीनियरिंग सेक्शन का होता है, ठीक है। तो वे डिफरेंट है। तो इफ यू आर let's say TCS is a service based company, right? So it may be possible that they come across different projects and those different projects belong to any one of them. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
So let's say total 15 domains are there for software development. ये इसका मतलब समझ में आया ना? सॉफ्टवेयर डोमेन का मतलब क्या हुआ? एक एग्रीकल्चर डोमेन में जितना वेबसाइट होगा ना उसको एग्रीकल्चर डोमेन में रख देंगे, उस टाइप का बात हो रहा है, ठीक है। तो सपोज देयर आर 15 डोमेन्स इन 15 से 16 होगा, उससे ज्यादा नहीं है, ठीक है। सो 15 एंड 16, लेट्स से 15 डोमेन्स इन सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री, राइट? सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री, 15 domains in software industry. Suppose TCS is a service-based company, right? So let's say it has developed 100 projects. These are the 15 domains here. So अगर हम लोग यहाँ पे पिजन होल प्रिंसिपल यूज करते हैं तो कितना एक में एटलीस्ट कितना, तो कम से कम तो 6 गो तो प्रोजेक्ट होगा ही, समझ रहे हो?
Yes, sir.
तो एक डोमेन से मैक्सिमम बहुत सारा हो सकता है कि सब प्रोजेक्ट हो, 100 प्रोजेक्ट हो, ये ई कॉमर्स से ही आ जाए 100 प्रोजेक्ट, और मिनिमम होगा तो 6 प्रोजेक्ट होगा, क्योंकि 15 6 90 वो आसपास, मतलब उसके आसपास होगा, ठीक है।
Sir, English.
Oh, sorry. Suppose there are 15 domains in software engineering, software sector, and there is a company which is TCS. It is a service-oriented company, and it has developed, let's say, in 2 years, or let's say in 5 years, it has developed 100 projects. So it may be possible, say, all the 100 projects belonging to a single domain, right?
Yes, sir.
And in the worst case, or there is no any worst case or best case over here, so or in any other case, we can say a single domain a single domain can have 6 projects from this, right? Using
Yes,
that pigeonhole principle. Getting my point? So suppose in some time back I've asked you, there is 2 websites belonging to the e-commerce sector, that is Flipkart and what is that? Amazon. So you have said there are lots of features both common in them, right? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
So suppose TCS took this project for, let's say, 1.5 crore. So next time if Amazon goes to TCS, it's a hypothetical situation. Suppose Amazon goes to this TCS and he says, why not you design a project for me also? So the TCS will not claim that I have already developed a Flipkart. Why not to use those features for you as well? ठीक है? They will again charge 1.5 crore from them, and they will reuse the functionality of this Flipkart into their websites. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So that is the reusability, because the benefit of one second, sorry. So that is the benefit of reusability. So for the reusability, we need what we need. We need a generic kind of generic interface, right? Kind of API. The generic interface means API. So meaning of API is anyone can simply invoke those APIs and use those services, right? Like software as a service. You heard of this keyword in your if you have cloud computing course in your BTech, then you must have heard of this software as a service. So that is the so the if these two services belongs to a single domain, there is a lot of there is a lot of you can say duplicate features in them, right? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these services are called microservice. It also has duplicacy feature, means agar if you want to compare two websites, and suppose I am comparing two websites from different domain. Let's say this is for agriculture domain. Let's say e-portal. You must have heard of Nitris. यूज किए हो तुम लोग Nitris? Anyone? और Nitris तो कर ही जाओगे इसमें?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so there is a Nitris. It is a e-learning portal, right? Kind of means it belongs to this domain, e-learning domain, right? And there is a Flipkart. So if I ask you what are those features which are common to these Nitris and Flipkart? Anyone?
Sir, authentication.
One is authentication. Next. कुछ तो फीचर होगा जो दोनों में होगा.
सर सेंडिंग मैसेजेस.
सेंडिंग मैसेजेस. ईमेल भेजता है ना, ये भी तुमको ईमेल भेज देता है, ये भी तुमको भेजता है कि आपका प्रोडक्ट यहाँ पे है.
यस सर.
नेक्स्ट. जल्दी बताओ नहीं तो आई नीड टू गो फॉर नेक्स्ट चैप्टर एज वेल टुडे. So suppose let's say there are more functions are there, more features are there which are used in these Nitris and Flipkart too. So these services which which are being used in different domains, these are called utility service, right? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So you can see over here this notification is in utility service. Why it is put over in this notification, this utility service? Because notification can be used in different projects which belongs to different domain as well. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, you can see over here this authorization. It belongs to microservice because it is not that authentication, it is authorization. Means it simply wants whether the employee is authorized for what authorized for क्या था ओवरटाइम के लिए. ठीक है. सो ये माइक्रो सर्विस है. दोनों में थोड़ा ही सा the difference between this microservice and utility service are the thin layer of differences between them, right? So please go through these slides again and again. You will see the differences in this part. Maybe in somewhere written here in this slides it is written what is the difference between them. Maybe I've already told you, but Okay. So the last step is revise capability candidate grouping. So it is nothing. You can skip this step. The performing the mapping of the activity scenarios from 11 usually result. You can skip this step. It is not very much important because it is the revise section. Revised sections are not very much useful, and it is also revised section. So for now, conclusion of this chapter is, हम लोग ने कहां से स्टार्ट किया था? We have started from business document of timesheet submission process. Business document, this is the BD, business document of timesheet submission. And after using these 12 steps of which one? Service oriented analysis. 12 steps of service oriented analysis, we come up with this architecture. This one, there is this one. What is the architecture? Timesheet submission over here. This is timesheet submission. This is confirm authorization. Here is single one. Authorization over here. Here is employee. Here is timesheet invoice, and here we have notification. The overview of this complete chapter is this one. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So in this chapter we have gone through these 12 steps. आज थोड़ा फास्ट गया हूँ क्योंकि आज सेकेंड चैप्टर में मैक्सिमम खत्म करना है, बहुत लेट हो जाएगा फिर. So please go through this chapter again, and जहां तक so whatever be the important steps I've already discussed in the previous classes. The steps discussed today are not very much important. You can go through them. Okay. So anyone having any issues till now? Got the overview of this service oriented analysis phase?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the overview of this step is, we have a business document. Who will provide you the business document? Anyone?
Business analyst.
Business analyst, right? So business analyst is the Amitabh Bachchan, right? You can simply say, इससे याद रख लो कि business analyst जो अमिताभ बच्चन है और जिससे वो पूछने गया है वो she is the actress, that is maybe Taapsee Pannu, right? So this is the business document you have from the business analyst, and the technical architect and the business what was that? Technical architect and the business analyst both work on this business document, and using those 12 steps they come up with this kind of architecture, this one, right? And ये गया किसके पास जाएगा? Anyone? किसके पास जाने वाला है नेक्स्ट स्टेज? ये आएगा सर्विस डेवलपर के पास. डिफरेंट कंपनी में डिफरेंट पोस्ट है ये. तो नाउ वी हैव दिस diagram, right? And you need to design this diagram. तो second step is service oriented design. And what is the meaning of design? We need to design the contract. Designing service oriented designing means design the contract. And what is the meaning of design the contract? WSDL. समझ में यहां तक सबको क्लियर है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next step is service oriented design, and the meaning of the service oriented design in context of SOA is designing the contract. And what is the meaning of designing the contract in Oracle SOA suite? To come up with a WSDL file of your each service. So how many WSDL file required over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right?
Yes, sir.
So since this is a book, so यहाँ पे क्या किया गया है, सबको तो हम लोग कंसिडर नहीं कर सकते, तो they have taken a single task, this single service, and they have designed their contract. So similar process will be follow up with these 6, right? Similar process will be done with these 6. I will be going through this single service. Which service? Employee service. So in this chapter 12, we will be going through this employee service, and similar kind of operation you need to do for this one as well, right? Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, in the previous chapter, we have only taken up only single business process, that is timesheet business process, timesheet submission business process. We have different business processes. We have taken only single business process, that is timesheet submission process, and we have referred timesheet business process from the business document, and we come up with this kind of architecture. So we need to go for each of the business process and come up with this similar kind of architecture, right? तो ऐसा नहीं होने वाला है कि अगर तुम्हारे पास 5 बिजनेस प्रोसेस है तो 5 ऐसा बनने वाला, ऐसा नहीं होगा, इसी में बनेगा, ठीक है? Everyone getting my point? For 5 business processes, it is not going to happen like you have 5 different architecture for BP1 and BP2 and BP3, right? All those services will be mixed up, will be collectively used over here in a single diagram, like this one. We have different services over here, and the connection between them will be depicted like we have seen over here. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the next chapter, we are going to see service oriented design, and which service we are going to see? This employee service. Right? So the similar operations can be performed on this one as well. So what is the content of this employee service? Let's see. Where is the employee service? Yeah, here. So in the employee service, we have get weekly hours limit, and the second one is update employee history. 2 operations are there. In the calculator web service, we have 4 operations, right?
Yes, sir.
So similarly, in this employee, similarly in this employee service, we have 2 operations: get weekly hours और अपडेट एम्प्लॉय हिस्ट्री. तो हम लोगों ने तो लास्ट लैब में चार ऑपरेशन कर लिया है, तो ये तो 2 ही हैं, तो हम लोग इसको कर सकते हैं. सो कोई बताएगा अब इसको हम लोग इंप्लीमेंट कैसे करेंगे? हाउ वी शुड गो फॉर डिजाइनिंग ऑफ दिस एम्प्लॉय सर्विस? हाउ वी विल गो फॉर डिजाइनिंग द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, डिजाइनिंग द WSDL? एनीवन? हम लोगों ने देख रखा है ये. एनीवन? बेइज्जती कर देता है तुम लोग एक ही बार में.
सर एक बार फिर से क्वेश्चन पूछना सर.
क्वेश्चन ये है कि जैसे हम लोगों ने व्हेन वी वर डिस्कसिंग द कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विसेज, तो कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विस भी इसी तरह का दिख रहा था ना। तो आई एम आस्किंग द सेम क्वेश्चन, सपोज देयर इज अ कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विस, दिस इज कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विस, वी हैव एडिशन एंड सब्ट्रैक्शन, multiplication and division. Similarly, we have here employee service, and we have here get weekly hours limit and update history. These two operations are there. So we have already implemented this. So why we can't implement this? We can, right? Anyone?
Yes, sir. We can implement it.
Right. So we have so what are the steps we had followed for this one? We have first step is what? Create project. So a project, right?
Yes, sir.
So what will the second step? Anyone? किसको किसको याद है?
Sir, create XML schema.
Yeah. So the second step is create XSD, right? Similarly, we will do here create project and create XSD. So what will be the structure of this XSD over here? Anyone? बोलोगे तो आज 15 मिनट बचा हुआ है ना, 30 मिनट, कितना टाइम बचा हुआ है? हाँ 15 मिनट बचा हुआ है ना, 15 मिनट में सेकंड चैप्टर खत्म हो जाएगा। जस्ट जल्दी जल्दी बोलो, जल्दी जल्दी ये भी हो जाएगा।
सर एम्प्लॉय आईडी,
तो ये यहाँ पे बोलो इसके कैलकुलेटर में क्या किया था, उसके
Request
बाद
to response.
सो दो ऐसा हम लोग बनाएंगे, ऐसा रिक्वेस्ट और यहाँ पे रेस्पॉन्स,
Yes.
रिक्वेस्ट यहाँ पे, रेस्पॉन्स विल बी हियर, एंड इन द रिक्वेस्ट पार्ट वी हैव
तो
इंटीजर a and integer b, right?
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
And in the response part we have what we have?
Addition, subtraction, multiplication.
Addition, subtraction, multiplication or division, and we can have different kind of structure as well, like this one, XSD request integer a, integer b, and in the response part we can have in the request part we can have one more operator, right? Everyone?
Yes sir.
And here we can have a status. So integer में यहाँ पे we need to pass 5 in over here plus and over here 6. So it will return in a status. The data type will be integer. It will return simply 11. Getting my point?
Yes sir.
So similarly, for each of the operation, we are not going to follow this way. We are going to follow दिस वे। दोनों सही है, लेकिन इस बुक में ये दिया हुआ है, ठीक है, इस टाइप का। तो सिमिलरली व्हाट वी आर डूइंग ओवर हियर, सिंपली ट्राई टू ऑब्जर्व दिस। वी हैव फॉर ईच ऑफ द ऑपरेशन वी हैव a single response, right? Addition, for this operation subtraction we have a single response, for this one we have a single response, for this one we have a single response, right?
Yes sir.
So ये सिंगल रिस्पॉन्स यहाँ पे आ रहा है, क्यों आ रहा है? बिकॉज वी हैव सिंगल टाइप ऑफ इनपुट फॉर दिस ऑल फोर्स।
Yes sir.
Right? Suppose I ask you to design a web services. Let's say it take a first name and last name and return you a full name, and another will take this is service, this is you can say concat service, and this is addition service. It will take integer a, integer b, and it will return you summation. So what will the XSD for this one?
Sir, 2 request and 2 response.
2 requests and 2 responses, because in the previous section, in the previous section, we have a single response for each one, because all of we are confirming for integer a and b, right?
Yes, sir.
But in this case, we have different operation. Addition is taking integer a and b, and this concatenation function is taking a string first name and last name. Getting my point, everyone?
Yes, sir.
So we require 2 XSD over here. First one is for this one. क्या है? Concat. So we will require 2 XSD. First XSD is concat dot XSD. So what will the structure of this concat? Anyone?
Sir, request response.
Request response, and in the request section we have a string A, a string B, and the response section we have a single string full, right?
Yes, sir.
अरे सबको समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं? कोई एक ही बोल रहा है कोई?
Yes, sir.
जहां पे प्रॉब्लम होगा बोल देना, यहाँ पे तेजी से बता रहा हूं क्योंकि ये बता चुका हूं मैं पहले, ठीक है? सोमशेखर,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
okay. So the next XSD will be Somsekhar. What will be the next XSD? What will be the second XSD? क्या कर रहे हो यार तुम लोग? Chandrakant.
Yes, sir.
What will be the next second XSD?
Sir, additional XSD.
बोलते क्यों नहीं हो? Addition XSD. और what will the structure of this XSD? नहीं पढ़ा ये.
Sir, request response, sir.
Request response, and in the request section we have integer A and integer B, and in response section we have a single status.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, सबको समझ में आ गया ना? ये दोनों होगा.
Yes, sir.
तो ये दोनों होगा. अब प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पे क्या है कि लास्ट लैब में हम लोग से यही गड़बड़ हो गया था कि we have created 2 XSD, but in this both these XSD we have request and response. So we need to, what will be the difference between them? The single point, we require a single point through which we can differentiate between them. How we can differentiate them? Using namespaces. So let's say the name of namespaces for this one, let's say I am taking name as concat namespace, right? And for this one I am taking name as namespace name is addition, right? Everyone, at the time of creation of XSD, जहां पे तुम लोग नहीं देखते हो, जहां पे example.org लिखा रहता है, उसको चेंज करके एडिशन कर देना है.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है? तो ये प्रॉब्लम लास्ट में आ गया था पिछले बार. ये सब हम लोग चेंज नहीं कर रहे थे, ये बाय डिफॉल्ट करते जा रहे थे, तो वो प्रॉब्लम आता है जब एक से ज्यादा XSD पे हम लोग काम करेंगे. तो अब यहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि जब हम लोग WSDL फाइल जनरेट करेंगे, when we develop a WSDL file, contract designing का मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of contract designing? Contract designing means to create the WSDL, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So अगर तुम लोग WSDL फाइल को क्रिएट करने जाओगे, it will ask you for a single XSD. It will ask you for single XSD, and this WSDL file represent a particular service. So in this service we have two operations. What is first one is concat and second one is which one? Addition. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
And for this we have a concat XSD, and for this we have a which XSD? Addition XSD. Right?
Yes, sir.
But when you will try to create a WSDL file using XSD, it will ask you for single XSD. So how we can include two XSD in this single WSDL file? समझ रहे प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
Yes, sir.
जब when you will create a WSDL file, see मैं Oracle source book खोला ही हुआ हूँ, दिखाता हूँ. बंद हो गया क्या?
समझ गए सर, समझ गए.
कौन बोला समझ रहे हैं?
सर मैं
रेखा
सर. यस सर.
बाकी सब समझ रहे हो कि नहीं? 2 मिनट लगेगा, मैं दिखा दूंगा कैसे हो रहा है.
सर दिखा दीजिए.
सपोज देखो यहाँ पे WSDL मैं क्रिएट करने जा रहा हूँ, तो
सर
WSDL
दिखाइए
क्रिएट
सर.
या WSDL क्रिएट करने जा रहा हूँ. सो टू क्रिएट अ WSDL फाइल, गो टू दिस न्यू एंड गो टू दिस फ्रॉम गैलरी, एंड वो जहाँ पे हम लोग कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विस जो हम लोग सीखे थे उसको फिर से देखना, वो समझ में आ जाएगा. गो टू दिस वेब सर्विसेज हियर, इन दिस वेब सर्विसेज, टॉप लिंक के बाद यहाँ पे वेब सर्विसेज, एंड गो टू दिस WSDL and click on OK. If you click on this, let's say whatever the name, let's say this one. So see over here. At the time of creation of this WSD document, you can see over here these are the options: messages, port types, binding, and services. Right?
Yes, sir.
And for each you can say demo calculator service. Let's इसको दिखाना दो मुझे, कहाँ गया? Yeah. See, in the calculator web services we have 4 web services, right? 4 operations: addition, subtraction, what is there? Multiplication and division. And
Yes.
for each of the operation we have 2 messages: add input message, add output message; subtract input message, subtract output message; multiplication input message, multiplication output message; division input message, and division output message. Right? In the message section, for each of the operation of a service we have 2 messages, corresponding 2 messages. First is input and the second one is output. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And in the port type section we have all the operations. Right? Try to correlate. And similarly, if you want to create that which one? This concat and addition, there are 2 operations, concat and addition. So here we need to require how many messages? 4 messages: concat input message, concat output message, addition input message, and addition output message. And here we will have two port in single port type. We will have 2 operations. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So if you go through this source, you will see like this one: message, add input message, right? Message, add output message. ये डिजाइन में आसान दिखता है, कोडिंग में थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स है, लेकिन देखो वो तो समझ में आ जाएगा. मैसेज, ऐड, सब्ट्रैक्ट इनपुट मैसेज, सब्ट्रैक्ट आउटपुट मैसेज. सो आफ्टर यहाँ पे डिवीजन आउटपुट मैसेज, डिवीजन इनपुट मैसेज, एंड आफ्टर मैसेज पार्ट we have a port type. You can see over here this one. In port type we have 4 operations. In this port type we will define the operations. So you can see over here, in port type addition we have operation add. In port type subtraction we have our subtraction, we have multiplication, and we have division. Right? So suppose I want to create a new XSD. ये देखो जरूरत यहाँ पे क्या है. जब हम लोग WSDL फाइल बनाएंगे, when we will define a new WSDL file, it will ask you at the time of creation of BPL process, it will ask you for single XSD, right? अरे BPL प्रोसेस बनाते हो तो उसमें नहीं पूछता इनपुट और आउटपुट.
हाँ सर.
तो उस वक्त तो हम लोग या तो इसको ले सकते हैं या तो इसको ले सकते हैं, तो ये दोनों नहीं ना ले सकते हैं।
Yes, sir.
So what we need to do here, अब यहाँ पर हम लोग क्या करेंगे, we need to merge them into a single XSD. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
जैसे XSD को ज्यादा डिटेल में नहीं जाएंगे, टाइम कम है, तो we need to merge them into a single XSD. Let's say the name of the final XSD is, so in this final XSD we will have concat and addition. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Concat.xsd and addition.xsd. So we have not seen this kind of example. So how to do this? Using this import example. You can see over here. If you go through this final XSD मैंने बना के रखा, ये जो तुम लोग को दिख रहा होगा ना, ये import, you can see over here import, right?
Yes, sir.
तो ये अगर ये import ऑप्शन यूज करोगे ना, तो ये तुमको क्या करेगा, देखो ये एक नया final XSD, you can see over here the name of the file is final.xsd, and in this single schema we have imported two schemas. First one is employee XSD and the second one is which one? इसमें नाम history, employee history XSD. ये employee वाले का है, मैंने बनाया था.
Yes, sir.
Getting my point? So similarly, if you are creating a final XSD for this addition example and the concatenation example, you will have final XSD which will have two imports. One import will importing addition.xsd and the second import will importing the which XSD? Concat XSD. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
And now at the time of creation of BPL, you can include this final XSD over there, because it becomes a single XSD now. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
So अगर एक थोड़ा सा एग्जांपल मैं इसका बताऊं कि ये सोर्स कोड ऐसा दिखता कैसा है, एक मिनट में दिखाता हूं. Once again, calculator XSD. In the calculator XSD, you can see over here what is the code behind this, because in the book code is written over there, right? So हम लोग इससे समझने की कोशिश करते हैं. रिक्वेस्ट है यहाँ पे, we have input 1 and input 2 and in the response we have output, right? So what will be the code behind this? कोई जानता है? किसी को मालूम है कैसे कोड होगा इसके अंदर में?
सर XML का कोड होगा सर, जिसमें जैसे अगर एक टैग रिक्वेस्ट है तो रिक्वेस्ट के अंदर में सब टैग्स होंगे input 1 input 2 नाम से. फिर input 1 input 2 के फिर उसके एट्रीब्यूट्स में लिखा होगा कि ये इंटीजर टाइप है या जो भी टाइप लिखा होगा. फिर वो टैग क्लोज करेंगे, फिर उसके बाद रिस्पांस का टैग अलग से होगा जो पैरेलली होगा रिक्वेस्ट टाइप के. तो और फिर आउटपुट का भी
मतलब ओवरव्यू पता चल रहा है ना, इनसाइड कुछ मिल रहा है ना कि इस टाइप का होना चाहिए, बिकॉज इट इज रिकर्सिव काइंड ऑफ थिंग. मींस अंडर अ रिक्वेस्ट वी हैव टू डिफरेंट एलिमेंट, राइट? अंडर अ रिस्पांस वी हैव अ सिंगल आउटपुट एलिमेंट, राइट? एंड इट इज आल्सो एन एलिमेंट. सी, request is element, input is element, input 2 is element, response is element, output is element, right? And this whole thing is a single element, but the type of the single element is complex type. So this is simple element, this is simple element, these all are simple elements, and this whole thing is a one pen. So this is simple element, simple element, simple element, simple element, simple element. This is sequence, right? Everyone knows this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And see, this is complete element also, but the type of the element is complex type. जैसे स्ट्रक्चर नहीं होता है C++ में, combination of primitive data types, same kind of thing. Similarly, it is also an element, but the type of the element is complex, right? So let's see the code. Because in the book it is written in the form of codes. So ये कहाँ से जाएगा? नहीं जाएगा क्या? चलो देखो, इसको समझने की कोशिश करो. ये देखो, ये कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइप है. कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइप सीक्वेंस है ये, दिस वन. एवरीवन, input 1 is an element, input 1 is an element, input 2 is an element, and these two elements comes under sequence, comes under this sequence, right? And this sequence, input 1 and input 2 comes under this request, and this whole thing is a complex type. So this is how the structure works. This is an element, this is an element, these two elements comes under this sequence, and this whole the sequence part comes under the complex type, right? Similarly, this is response is an element. In the response type we have complex, we have sequence. Then getting this point?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
किसी को ऐसा तो नहीं लग रहा सर चैप्टर छोड़ के क्या पढ़ा रहे हैं?
नो सर.
अभी मैं पीडीएफ खोलूंगा और सीधे पहुंच जाऊंगा लास्ट पे. सब हो चुका होगा.
सर तो पीडीएफ में सर यही सब होगा ना सर?
यही सब है.
ठीक है सर.
इसलिए मैं ये सब यहाँ पे बता रहा हूँ क्योंकि तुम लोग इससे फैमिलियर हो चुके हो. बुक में दिखाऊंगा कि ये एक्सएसडी है, ये क्या है, तो वो लगेगा कि सर झूठ बोल रहे हैं. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, वो सेम चीज है. अब या सो या नाउ सो got the concept, why we need two XSD and why we need to merge them, everyone?
Yes sir.
Yes sir.
So कितना टाइम हो गया? 17. Okay, so we have some few minutes left. चलो, this is the chapter number 12, right? So see over here. अब ये तुम लोग का काम है कि ये go through the PDF, बट जो बताया हुआ वही चीज लिखा हुआ है, ठीक है? इसमें कुछ एक्स्ट्रा नहीं मिलेगा तुम लोग को. सी, दिस इज द what is this? This is the service, right? And in the service we have two operations, the get weekly hours and this update, history update. So the input and the response of this one is different from this one. So we require two XSD. Getting my point?
Yes sir.
Because it is not like both of them going to require integer A and integer B, and they will respond to the same XSD, right? Input values. Because both the operation requires different inputs and provides the different outputs. So we require employee XSD for this one and update employee history XSD for this one, right? And we need to merge them. Getting my point? Everyone? Yes, चलो, तो ये सब यही सब लिखा हुआ है इसमें. अब हम लोग आते हैं यहाँ पे. ये so employee schema for this one, employee or history schema for which one? The second operation, right? And both these schemas are merged together for employee WSDL file, right? इस टाइप का चीज हम लोग कर चुके हैं, इसलिए आसान है. अब देखो, this employee schema is placed under accounting system namespace because it belongs to accounting system, and this employee history schema belongs to HR system namespace, right? Namespace depends upon us. So हम लोग कुछ भी रख सकते हैं, लेकिन वो नाम रखते हैं जिससे ये बिलोंग कर रहा हो, ठीक है? तो ये कंपनी ओरिएंटेड चीज है ये. अब देखो, लेट्स सी द employee XSD. Yeah, this is the employee XSD. You can see over here, this one. Go through this. This is employee response type and this is employee request type. हम लोग यहाँ पे response request लिखते हैं और यहाँ पे response लिखते हैं. Both are same because हम लोग तो नाम लिखते हैं ना, कुछ भी लिख सकते हैं. तो एम्प्लॉय का जो XSD बनाएंगे उसमें व्हाट विल बी द एलिमेंट्स? Two elements will be there. The first one is XML integer and the second one is XML sort type, right? And what will be the name? One is ID and one is weekly hours limit. Getting my point? जैसे integer A और integer B लिखते हैं, फिर वही है.
सर वही चीज तो है
ना? Same.
Yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, in the request type we have complex and the sequence, and under the sequence we have a single name ID. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in the exam it may be possible कि तुम लोग से ये क्वेश्चन ना पूछ के पूछा जाए कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विस का. So you should write the complete, you can say code. इसलिए please go through this code. Raj sir may ask the code. तो वहां पर बेइज्जती मत करवा देना मेरा. चलो. Similarly, for employee update history, this is the XSD for employee update. We have a sequence over here in the complex type. We have two elements. Name is one is ID and the second is comment. And this is of type integer and this is of type string. Right? ये कोड के फॉर्मेट में लिखा हुआ इसलिए थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट लगा देखने में. एवरीवन समझ में आ रहा नहीं ये?
यस सर.
ओके. तो ये कुछ है नहीं जो मैं बताया हूं, वो कॉन्कैट वाला और एडिशन वाला सेम प्रोसीजर है. बस ये डिपेंड करता है कि ये टाइप कौन सा लेंगे, डिपेंड ऑन देयर बिजनेस डॉक्यूमेंट, व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ देयर फंक्शंस, राइट? एंड now we need to import them. You can simply see over here import. You can see over here import statement.
सर
yeah
सर अगर ये XML जो फाइल है इसको अगर जैसे इसमें जैसे सीक्वेंस दिया हुआ है, कॉम्प्लेक्स टाइप दिया हुआ है, अगर इसको ऐसा ना करके अगर सिंपल तरीके से लिखा जाए, जैसे एक कंटेनर है रिक्वेस्ट नाम से, फिर उसके अंदर उसके इंटीजर है, इनपुट 1 इनपुट 2, फिर उसका टाइप, तो वो सही होगा ना गलत होगा एग्जाम में?
नहीं, एग्जाम में तो सही होगा. यहाँ पे जो सिखाया जा रहा है, मतलब इस बुक में जो दिया हुआ है, स्टैंडर्ड प्रैक्टिस को कह रहा है मेंटेन रखने के लिए. क्यों? क्योंकि कंपनी में जाके तुम अगर इंटीजर फॉर लूप में इंटीजर आई लगा दोगे ना, तो वो भी काट देंगे. वो चलेगा तो वो भी. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट? हेलो.
यस सर, लेकिन मतलब सही होगा कि गलत होगा, मैं ये पूछ रहा हूँ.
सही एग्जाम में पूछ रहे हो?
हाँ सर.
एग्जाम में तो लिखोगे चलेगा, उसमें नाम का कोई चक्कर नहीं है, लेकिन यू शुड फॉलो द स्टैंडर्ड प्रैक्टिसेस. एक यहाँ पे एक नीचे में पूरा दे ही रखा है स्टैंडर्ड प्रैक्टिसेस की नाम कैसे लिखते हैं. इसी पर तो डिस्कशन है, क्योंकि इसमें एक्सटर्नल इन केस ऑफ रेस्ट एंड सोप सर्विसेज एक्सटर्नल यूजर्स आर गोइंग टू यूज योर सर्विसेज, राइट? External users are going to use your services. So in those cases you should name it in a proper way. A proper standardized technique should be maintained there, right? एग्जाम में तो लिखोगे तो क्योंकि चेक करने वाला को तो देख के पता चल ही जाएगा, उतना हार्ड तो एग्जाम्पल होगा नहीं, तो वहां तो पता चलेगा. लेकिन you should follow the standard principles so that everyone can understand your services which you have created. Getting my point? Okay. Yeah. So if you go through the WSDL file, यहाँ पे देखा था ना इसके कैलकुलेटर वेब सर्विस का WSDL फाइल में जब हम यहाँ ये पोर्ट टाइप, you can see over here this port, second port type is for addition, division, this port type is for subtraction. So if we have four operations if we have four operations in the message, we have For each operations, we have input type and the output type. See, in the in calculator web service, we have four operations, that is addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. For each of the operation, we have add input message, add output message, and in the port type simply refers to the names of the operations, right? So similarly, in this case, we have two operations, right? So how many messages we require? Anyone? Four messages. First one is for employee weekly hours request, what we can say, employee weekly hour input message, employee weekly hour output message, right? Getting my point? तो यहाँ पे इसको इस तरह से लिखा गया है अच्छा दिखने के लिए, गेट एम्प्लॉय वीकली आवर्स रिक्वेस्ट मैसेज एंड गेट वीकली आवर्स रिस्पॉन्स मैसेज. Similarly, we have another message for update employee history request message, update employee history response message, and now we have port types. And we know from the definition of this calculator web services, the port type simply means the names of the operations. So what are the operations? There are two operations here. The operation name is get employee weekly hours limit, and the second operation is update employee history, right? Any issue till this point?
No sir.
जो मैंने अभी तक बताया वही बोल रहा हूं. अब देखो WSDL का दो वर्जन आता है. So WSDL has two versions. First one is WSDL 1.1 and the second one is WSDL 2.0, right? So in the 1.1 it is named as port type, and in 2.1 it is named as interface, right? So confused नहीं होना है, दोनों सेम ही चीज है. Suppose I want to describe my services. What is the purpose of my service? At later point of time, it may be possible that मैंने बनाया और मैं ही भूल जाऊं कि मैंने क्या किया है. So you can write a documentation as well, and for the documentation you have a predefined tag, that is documentation, and the documentation you can write over here. So let's see, let me copy this one. ये था copy यहाँ से. Okay, so you can include this documentation in your WSDL file. For the go to this source and go to the top, or you can write anywhere. Go to the top and you can use documentation over here. So here I can include this is a calculator web service which requires, or you can say which has 4 operations. तो इनपुट और आउटपुट के बारे में लिखना जरूरी है, क्योंकि ये भूल जाओगे कि क्या इनपुट था क्या आउटपुट है. पूरा इसका जो होता है ना सार, वो लिख दो इसमें. This is the calculator web service which has 4 operations, which requires 2 integers and which provides a single integer value, right? So this way you can write, and from now हम लोग यहां से कल देखेंगे अब, ठीक है? Till this point, any doubts?
No sir.
No sir.
Okay. So कल हमारा क्या कोई पूछ रहा था कुछ? ओके, सो अब तुम देख सकते हो मेरा ओरेकल स्वासूट कितना तेजी से चल रहा था क्योंकि लगातार फैन चल रहा है.
Sir, you seem to be very happy now.
फास्ट नहीं चलता है तो दुख होता है.
ये सर i7 लेके भी काम नहीं कर रहा है सर.
परेशान कर दिया था लैपटॉप मेरा 2 महीने से. इतना ये मीटिंग चालू करने के लिए मुझे 5 मिनट पहले चालू करना पड़ रहा था, तो धीरे धीरे प्रोसेस करके चालू रहा था. मतलब i3 के लेवल पर पहुंचा दिया था.
कितना खर्चा हो गया?
क्या?
खर्चा कितना हो गया?
85,000।
सर आपने गेमिंग लैपटॉप क्यों नहीं लिया सर? 85,000 खर्च किया तो
मस्त सेटअप हो जाता सर।
गेमिंग लैपटॉप हम क्या करें, गेम खेलते थोड़ी है। उसमें
सर हम खेल लेते जब
उसमें
कैंपस आता।
उसमें जो क्या कहते हैं, अरे जो ग्राफिक्स होता है वो सब जरूरत नहीं है अपने को इस काम के लिए।